today we took a trip to our local garden centre. It's a nice family owned and run place, and they've got a really nice range of flowers and bulbs, especially this time of year. Lots of bulbs for planting up for spring. Every year I try and buy a small bag of daffodils and add to our sort of collection in the garden and replace some of the ones that are not so good or dying off. Some of the patches are not as strong as they were. So every year I try and do a few more, add to it so there's a bit bigger display, put them in different places in the garden. It's always nice to have really big clumps, so I try and plant sort of at least sort of 10 bulbs in a big cluster, so you do get through them quite quickly. So today I bought these daffodils, these narcissi. So these ones are called Dutch Master. I quite like the sort of fully yellow ones, so that's why I picked this bag up. They did have a few different varieties there today. White ones with multiple sort of white and yellow bits. But these are the ones I like the most, and I quite like them all being sort of similar, so they have a nice display. As you can see there, it was $5.99 and it's a 2 kilogram pack, so there's quite a lot in there. It doesn't actually specify an amount, but there's certainly quite a few, enough for me to be getting on with this year. And it's got some instructions on the back about depth to plant them and everything. So I will be putting those in the back garden, probably some more near the decking, and I might put some in some new places down further near our pear tree. Just some quite big clumps. Try and make a nice big display. The second thing I bought was this bag of alliums. Really like these, and every year I intend to plant some of these, but I always forget around this time of year. But this year I managed to remember for once and got the time to go and get them. So I bought this pack. There's lots of different varieties of alliums, but this ones are the sort of ones I like. So they're the purple coloured ones. There's 15 bulbs in here, and they're ones that get to about 90 centimetres tall, and they should flower in May or June. So again, these were $5.99. There were some there that were a lot more expensive. There was some larger ones that were $5.99 for one bulb. But these are the ones that I quite liked. So this can be planted now. I'm going to plant these in the front garden, probably in sort of one sort of swathe, maybe 3 deep, and then a sort of line, just so I have a nice long display. And they should be finished before many of the other flowers come up in the front garden. So the lavender tends to come out in June. Main sort of displays late June and July. The chives will be out at that time, so it will look nice with the chives as well. Hopefully they'll look good, and I might add to it next year if they take well, look good. I think they're more of a sort of dry soil loving plant, so our clay might sort of struggle a little bit. It's quite wet, but we shall see how we get on. It's a little experiment. And then the last thing I bought were these crocuses. We got some in a little pot, I think, that we have on the decking sometimes. We had a lot in our old house in the front garden in the grass leading along the path, which I liked. So these are probably going to be planted around one of the trees in the back garden. So we've got 3 quite big trees actually in the grass. So I might sort of dot them around the base of one of the trees. They come out in March and April, so probably before I do too much mowing, so I don't mind them being there, and I can leave that area unmown for a little while they're flowering. I bought a pack that are all purple. Quite nice. There were mixed packs there, or white ones, different ones, but I quite like the sort of purple theme. We've got lavender in the back garden as well, and other sort of pinky, purpley coloured plants. so that should go quite nice. And there's 20 bulbs in there. Yeah, so nice little pack. Again, I'll add to it if it looks nice and if they work well in our garden. But yeah, nice to make a start. Get those. Yeah, so that's all the plants. So I didn't spend a lot. There's, I think it was about £11 something. 12, 13, about £15. And there was actually a 20% off code this weekend as well. So yeah, so I think it comes to about £11 something in total. So it's quite good value for quite a lot of bulbs. Yeah, so next probably week or so I'll try and get out and start planting some of these in the garden before the weather turns too much and the soil gets hard and cold. Yeah, and I'll let you know how I get on.